are, you can see some characteristics of the selected base oils. SN500, BS, Brightstock 200, as well as R1. The viscosity, as you can see, is obvious that Brightstock has higher viscosity, but it's not the purpose. The purpose is that to obtain maximum 500 centistokes, and thereby it is comparable with each other. I mean, the mixtures which we are going to do. The viscosity index, obviously, for naphthenic is lower, and it is known to be lower, so no big surprise. The pour point is slightly better for naphthenics compared with Brightstock, which could be addressed to the lack of wax which we have in this product. Last but not least, analytic point indicate that the good solubility, which is also a good reference or a good feature for naphthenic oil. So we did some mixtures. As you can see, the viscosities which were selected was 230, 35, 370, and 505, and then 735 centistokes in between. And these are typical, I think, more or less typical viscosities which are required for many industrial applications, heavy load applications. So viscosity index, again, for the naphthenic version or naphthenic paraffinic version is slightly lower, not surprising. Pour point, suddenly we see a clear difference between the paraffinic version and naphthenic paraffinic version. Analytic point still is much more indicate higher solubility, which means that if we transfer it to grease production, it should result to lower thickener content, for instance. Copper corrosion. You know, copper corrosion is a test which is an indication of, or which is a test it is a test to verify the impact of active sulfur which you may have in a petroleum fraction. And since we use a residue, although this residue was chosen in a proper way, but still we were afraid about the impact of that on copper corrosion. But here we see more or less same behavior. I don't see any difference between 1A and 1B. In fact, copper corrosion test method is very has been questioned during the last years, but it is good to see that they are at least in the same level. This is our grease lab or pilot plant. So we made lithium hydroxide or lithium grease. Why lithium grease? Because as you know, 55 up to 58% of world production still is based on technology from 1942, lithium-based greases. In India, 75% of the greases which is produced is still based on lithium, 2 grease or 3 grease, grade 3. In China, I think about 80%. So that's why we started with this thickener system. The grade was 2. We use the mixtures all the way. There are different technology or different philosophy at the grease manufacturers, which oil should be used at first, lighter or thicker. But we decided to use the mixtures in order to make the transformation of the knowledge easier to our counterpart, all the way from the beginning. So, and these greases had no additives at all.